Out of the way. I got some big old gorilla paws here, but
that's all right.
You can see the bezel of the device runs all the way to the display. The volume keys on the side are flush. You have the slot for the SD card is on this side. Micro drilled holes for the boom sound speakers.
These are all of our accessories.
Your front-facing camera, 5 megapixel, 5-inch display on the side, and then on the back side, you have dual camera up here, 2 LEDs, one amber, one yellow, for a little bit softer, warmer light. Main camera module, and then you have the brushed gunmetal gray finish. So, from the design, right? So you have the dual camera. The camera itself, that's not a very interesting picture here, but when you go into the gallery, we'll show you some of the outputs of what you get here. So duo effects, let's see here, here's our picture. With duo effects, you can come in and you can do some editing work. So you go and edit. You're seeing some of our tooltips. We've added some tooltips in now. Right? Things are getting kind of complicated, so it's kind of important to show users what we've got going on and what their options are. So U-Focus is kind of one of the bigger things on the Duo camera. It allows you to change the focus point of the camera. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate here so we can get this guy to blow up. And you can actually change where you have focus on the display in the image. So that's called the bokeh effect. You can add it, kind of change focus over here, put them all out of focus. We can add this guy back in. All right, bring him back into focus. So, and that's what allows you to do. That's what one of the main features behind the dual camera allows you to do here. So, pop back out. Foregrounder allows you to take things in and out of the foreground, right? So now you can add effects to the background. Excuse me. Add effects to the background while keeping the things in the foreground in the same mode that they were captured in. So a couple different effects: zoom, blur, cartoon, right? Seasons. You can actually add some seasonal effects too. So. And then Dimension Plus. Dimension Plus is kind of a cool one too. So Dimension Plus kind of gives you a little bit of perspective effect. So you can actually turn the device. I don't know if it'll capture this very well, but as you turn the device, you can kind of get a 3D effect, right? You can kind of see it stretching the back of her head a little bit, so you can kind of get a little bit of a 3D image effect that kind of conveys some of that depth from the image. So outside of that, so standard home screen, and then we made some enhancements to the blink feed as well. Blink feed's got a couple new features. You can remove stories from blink feed if you want. You can also, we've added a ton more content. The content can actually update via the Play Store, so you can actually do remote updates. You don't have to wait for a ROM update. When we wanted to add Instagram to one of our ROMs, we had to do to blink feed. We had to do a whole ROM update in order to do that. We don't have to do that anymore. You can do your content search as well. Let's see what else we got here. This is probably not the greatest environment, but we'll talk about motion launch a little bit. So motion launch is Jonah was up on stage talking about that, but you can actually power on your device, power on the display, just by double tapping the screen. So tap it twice, power it on. Once you're in the lock screen, from the lock screen itself, you can actually kill the display as well just by tapping it again. With the device off, with the screen off in standby mode, you can launch a couple different applications directly from this point. So you swipe up, it's going to give you your home screen. We'll turn the power back off here and disable it. Swipe to the left to right, takes you to blink feed. And then right to left is actually going to take you to the home screen as well. We'll actually give you a better idea here. So bottom up actually takes you to the last application that you were in. Swiping with it off, swiping from the top to bottom will give you the voice dial, but in this environment you're not going to get a whole lot from that. So grab my view case here, put this guy back on, so you can kind of see what's going on here as well. The case itself, I don't know if you've seen, is pretty cool as well. So you close the case cover close, double tap, and you kind of get the effect there with the .view case. The weather's a little goofy. For some reason, the Wi-Fi in here is picking us up in the Wi-Fi router must have been registered in Las Vegas, so it keeps telling us it's 56 out. So, and then there's a couple other effects that we can get. I have to grab pictures of them over here, but gives you the weather, time. It'll give you task notifications. If you have a calendar meeting notice come up, it'll show a calendar on the screen. It'll also tell you new mail messages, new text messages, those kinds of things as well. So, let's see what else we got here. I think where else we made some. Jonah also talked about our extreme power save mode. Never find it here. So extreme power save mode basically takes your device down to just some minimum functionality that really extends the life of your phone basically to the utmost. So you're going to get, once you turn it on, you get a little bit different of a screen, right? And it kind of constrains the functionality. So it shuts down a bunch of applications that run in the background, and then it'll just give you this screen so that you can kind of just access your core functionality from there. So we'll show you the cut and paste functionality here. So there, copy and paste. Back out to so let's see, we're going to this image here, right? Sorry about that. I'm going to take it out of this guy so I can do it in the landscape mode. So we'll do edit.
Oh, no, I did see it.
So here, copy and paste. So copy and paste lets us take subjects from another picture, right? So let's see, we want to take her. Let's actually paste her. So we got him here. Make sure that we don't cut off her legs there. Oops. And then you can actually toggle it to have him in the foreground, so she'll show up behind her, or he'll show up in front of her, or she'll be behind him as well. So it's kind of a cool little feature, and it actually does a pretty good job of nailing the outline of the person that you're pulling out. So, and then you can also pinch and zoom to kind of enlarge that person as well and make sure the perspectives are right. So